So Jamie Carragher has spoken on Sky Sports about Manchester United's recent issues, and I think it's a bit of a joke really, so I'm going to go through what he said, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments down below. Firstly, he said here about the Man United players that were bought in the summer can easily be flipped into a back four, which I don't disagree with. I think Bruno does play better in a 10, that's true. However, it's this last line here where I think a competent football manager could get that Manchester United team in that system to the European places, or certainly fighting for them. I do believe at this moment in time, after the Brentford game, that United are 4 points away from top four. Top four is the target, definitely this season. Maybe top five if it is, again, a top five. But 4 points away, and the last game was a swing game in terms of if United won that game, it's 1 point away from their target. So really, we're basing it all on that one game to sack Ruben Amorim. I think that's a bit of a joke. Now, of course, you can rightly respond by saying, how about last season's results? Well, as I said in the previous video, you need context behind those results. Amorim came in mid-season, changed the formation. It needed some time for these players to bed into his new ideas. So there's that at the start of it. Also, Andre Onana literally costed many points. I was at Old Trafford seeing him just dive over there when the ball was going over there. He was awful, terrible. Many games as well where there's crucial moments, like we're like 2-1 down and we could get back into it, but no, we now lose 3-1 because he's done something silly. Even in games we won, I remember the Ipswich game, I was stood near the tunnel, I could see the ball going across and he just left it, and it's like, oh, and it's gone in his net. It's like that was a big issue. And the goalkeeper, still needs to be sorted out with if that is the men's or maybe a new goalkeeper going forward. But then also, like I said in the last video, many games like the West Ham game last season and other games, we did take players off early, like Bruno, because we were saving them for the Europa League. And it's funny, all these stats are always about the Premier League, but they take into account that the Europa League games, which we did win, after losing the Premier League games, because we were putting our eggs in that one basket. Now with Sky Sports, they love to create graphics that are tailored to the argument they're trying to push. Here we have points from the first 33 games, fewest by managers appointed to existing Premier League clubs. So the table is already sorted out well for them, because this way they can put Amorim near the bottom, so it looks even worse. And also, what is the point of this? The main point right now for me is Amorim's got 7 points out of the points from this season, and that's only 4 points away from the target. I don't care about last season's points. We were 15th. Does it matter? I don't care if we had a few more points or a few less points. United were 15th. Here's another graphic they used, this one about the last 6 permanent Manchester United managers and their points in their first 33 Premier League games. Under the camera, we have Louis van Gaal, and you can see the difference between Amorim and the rest. Interestingly, there's no Ralf Rangnick, because yes, he wasn't a permanent manager, but it would be interesting to see where he would lie on this graph, because his record wasn't very good when he came in that January. But I would say that out of all the managers since Fergie, he spoke the most sense in terms of highlighting the issues with the club and what's needed for the club to get back to the heights it used to be at. And Ralf Rangnick, we saw in the Euros with Austria, he is someone who can make a team play great football. And I think he is someone who I think was crucial, actually, just to come in there, someone who's not connected to the club, and just to be very, very straight with the media and with the fans about this is what needs to happen. Open heart surgery with this team, because it needs so much work. And that's something I always think about, that this is a huge challenge. And the thing that I take from this graph is that, the guy on the left is not great in terms of the points, fine, but all those with their dots on the right over there, they've all been sacked. So what does it matter? I'm just going to quickly play this short clip from the video, because this is something I really want to respond to.
And the quicker Manchester United make the decision on the manager, I think it's better for everybody, because as I said, it's been a disaster for the club, but also the manager, and we're only waiting for the inevitable, I think. Unfortunately, I just don't...
Right, so we're only waiting for the inevitable, right? It's been a disaster. The first season was a disaster, and it wasn't just Amorim's fault. It was many reasons for that disaster. This season, there have been 6 Premier League games. We've won 2 of them, Burnley and Chelsea, at home. We've lost at home to Arsenal in a game we should have definitely not have lost. We should have at least got a draw from that game, if you watched the game. That's the thing. Obviously, a lot of these pundits are just watching from highlights or just from the results. Actually watching the game will give you a better idea of where United are properly, instead of just spouting this nonsense. But anyway, the Arsenal game, we lost the game. We did lose the game, but it was a goalkeeping error, and we should have done much better in terms of that result. But again, it's a team from last year's top 4. We were 15th. Man City away, the Etihad, United had a decent, I'd say, half an hour. And had moments in the game. That Brian Mbeumo shot, which got saved by Donnarumma, that was amazing save. That's a big difference there from United. They got they have a goalkeeper, City, who can make that sort of save, whereas we don't. As simple as that. And City won that game, deservedly so in the end. But again, it's away to the Etihad. So we lost 2 games there against Arsenal and City, which at this moment in time, you'd expect that with United's troubles. You'd hope, obviously, we would win, but I don't think you can sack a manager for losing those games. And then you've got the other games. It's these 2. It's the Fulham game and the Brentford game. And those 2 games have one thing in common. Bruno Fernandes missed a penalty in both at a key moment as well. I don't think Amorim told him to go and miss that penalty. And everyone's saying Bruno should be playing in the 10 position. He'd be much better there. But I'm sorry, it didn't matter if Bruno's playing in the 10, at defence or wherever, in goal. He's missing a penalty regardless in 2 games there, where that would have been key for a better result. And in the Fulham game in particular, that I think the first 20 minutes there, we really should have been on top about 2 goals. Cunha had a great chance. Mount was playing well in that game as well. And United should have definitely been ahead in that game much more than 1 goal. And Fulham in the end did come back into it, and they could have won it at the end. But a draw was a draw against Fulham. Fulham are a decent Premier League side. And Brentford, is the game just gone? So I don't really understand why it's this big disaster, because I'm focusing on this season, and I think a lot of United fans are as well. We understand last season was just a write-off. It really was. We put all our energy into the Europa League, hoping that might save us one last time, like we've had it, with the FA Cup the season before with Ten Hag. It didn't happen. We lost to Spurs, and that's just where it is. But to say it's a big disaster when we're trying to give Amorim that first summer transfer window, now go into this new season, let's see what he can do, and to say now it's time to go when we're 4 points off top 4, a game where we could have been 1 point behind, and we've got Sunderland at home next, where hopefully we can turn things around in that game. But even if United do lose that game, I still don't think it's time to sack the manager. I really don't think that's the case. I think you have to give it time. You got to look around you as well. It's not just us losing to teams who are supposedly teams we should be beating. I mean, like what you said with Chelsea losing to Brighton, and City lost to Brighton as well. Let's not forget that. So I really think there needs to be some more understanding about the current situation, and not just looking at stats all the time. Because that's literally what's been told to these pundits, and they look at that and think, oh yeah, that's awful. I mean, that's worse than this manager who no one even knows their name now because they're so terrible. It's like, well, it doesn't matter about all these stats. It matters about the here and now. Look, it could get worse for Amorim. It could get worse. But as I said in the last video, I think if it gets to a stage where the target of top 4 is looking like it's in the far distance, then fair enough. There might be a decision that needs to be taken there. But I think you have to give him a chance, because I don't feel like he's been given that full chance yet. So what are your thoughts? Whether you're a Man United fan or not, let me know in the comments down below. I also have to say I'm not happy with how Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney have come out as well about Amorim. It all seems very like it's time to make a change now, and it's all feeling like it's all too early, and you got to give him more of an opportunity. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy this different sort of style of commentary when it comes to football videos. I'm getting really sick of like the ranting and raving that's in this industry of content creators for their club. So hopefully you enjoy a bit more of a chilled conversation. If you do subscribe for some more, as I will be doing more videos in the future. But until next time, take care, and I'll see you then.